Alright, so now we have all three of our shear wave cals set up, 45, 60, and 70. And I think that what you want to do is when you're out there looking at flaws in seam welds, when you find one, you want to look at it with everything. Straight beam, 45, 60, 70, and fast. And you might decide after you do a bunch of flaws on a seam or on a job that you can get by with using less than all of them. But I like to be set up so that I can switch and use them all. I think a bad habit to get into is to just rely on one particular probe to do everything. I think you miss a lot of the picture with that. So I'm just going to review again. Good way to have yourself set up with your shears so that you can switch back and forth between them. Like the last one I had open was the 70. I'm going to switch back to the 45. So I'll put on my 45 degree wedge. And let's get the side drill hole block up here. I'm going to try and keep everything so I don't block it with my hands. So let's recall the 45. Go to the File menu. Open. 45. Open, open. Contents, recall. Open, 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 contents, recall. New setup recalled. Press any key to continue. Okay. So our mantra is this: recall the cal, check the cal, set the gain, and go. So I recalled the cal, I recalled the 45. I'm going to check the cal. And the way we do that is to just look at each of the side drill holes very briefly, make sure that they're approximately where they're supposed to be. My 1 is near 1. Two is near 2. 3 is near 3. 4 is near 4. Recall the cal. I've checked the cal. I'm going to set the gain. And most of the pipeline pipe we work on is near the 300 depth, nearer to that than 200 or 400. Most of the time we'll be using the 300 hole to set our gain. And that's normally my home base setting. And I want that to be 50%. And hole numbers of gain, 32.0. Let's go up to 33 maybe? Yeah, that's a little over. I guess we could have stayed at 32. Anyway, recall the cal, check the cal, set the gain, and we can go. So I'm going to go ahead and set reference dB right here where we are. And second function, reference dB. And I'm good to go. And that's it. All right, let's switch to the 60. There's my 60 degree wedge. I'm going to recall the 60 degree cal. Open, 60, open, open, contents, recall. Open, 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 contents, recall. Press any key to continue. And I recalled the cal. Now I'm going to check the cal. Just briefly go to the 4 side drill holes. 1 is near 1. 2 is near 2. 3 is near 3. 4 is near 4. And set the gain. And if the material was near 300 thick, again, I'm a little low today. I'm going to increase the gain by 1 dB. And that gets me pretty close to 50%. So I'm going to set reference dB. Recall the cal, check the cal, set the gain. Now I'm ready to go to work with that probe. All right, let's try the 70. Okay, let's find that cal. File, open. 70, open, open, open. Contents, recall. Recall the cal, check the cal, go to the 4 side drill holes. 1 is near 1. 2 is near 2. 3 is near 3. 4 is near 4. I'm going to set my gain now. Go to the 300 hole. Peek up on it. I want that to be near 50% screen height. And whole numbers of gain. Alright, so that's close. And I'm going to go ahead and set reference dB. And I'm good to go. So you can switch from one to the other pretty quickly. And I know what a lot of people do is, let's say they're doing a seam weld inspection and they have 10 flaws. They look at all of them with the 70, and then all of them with the 60, and then all of them with the 45. In the beginning, I don't recommend that. Look at it one flaw at a time. I know this sounds like it takes a lot longer, but it's hard to remember everything that you saw. So take one flaw and look at it with everything you got, so you get to know that one flaw and get it dead to rights. When you look at the flaw, take notes on what you see with each of your probes. By the time you get to the end of your probes, you're gonna know what you have. You're gonna know everything about it as far as detection, characterizing, and sizing. All right, let's take a re-look at our probes again. We'll go back through that, and we'll just see how things walk with each of the probes. Here's our 45. We're going to compare and contrast the difference between the 3 probes now. So we're going to open our 45. Open, contents, recall, press any key. 1 is near 1. 2 is near 2. 3 is near 3. 4 is near 4. I'm going to be working with my 300 block. Pretty close to 300. I didn't resave that with that additional bit of gain I needed in there, so I'm going to do that again. Gain 33. Set reference dB. Alright, let's look at these side roll holes again. And they have a nice short walk. 1, 2. By a short walk, I mean where the signal walks on the screen is kind of short. We can go ahead and use that peak memory function to illustrate that. There's our 200. Here's our 100. Here's a 300. And the 400. Which that also gives us the 600. I kind of messed that up a little bit. I got that extra peak in there I didn't want. Try that again. $100. $200. $300. $400. Nice short walk. Let's see how things look with the notch block. Start with the 150 notch. Get rid of that. There's our corner trap signal. Really loud. Corners are extremely loud compared to side roll holes. And there's our tip signal. Corner and tip. They both have very short walks. Let's try another one. How about the 60 thou notch? Let's try a deep one. How about the 180? That should all look familiar. Alright, so the walks with the 45 are very short. Let's look at the walks with the 60. Okay, let's see. Recall the cal. 60. Open, 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 contents, recall. Press any key. Check my cal. 1 is near 1. 2 is near 2. 3 is near 3. 4 is near 4. I'm going to set my gain, go to the 300 hole. Pretty close to 50%. Get that a little closer. Set my reference dB. Alright, let's look at the walks here. Now here's my side drill holes. That's the 1. Here's the 2. Here's the 3. And here's the 4. It's a little bit longer walk than we had with the 45. Redo that. Here's the 1. Here's the 2. Here's the 3. And the 4. A little bit longer of a walk. All right, let's see how the matches look. Start with the 150. The corners at 300 usually won't be right at 300. There's one corner loud thing, and there's another corner loud thing, and there's the tip in front at 150. A little bit longer of a walk than we had with the 45. There's our tip signal in front. Here's our 60, that's 240 to the depth. 240 is the depth to the tip on this one. So these have slightly longer walks. The tips will seem to make more sense than the corners at this point, but it's because of the way the 60s interact with a corner. Alright, that was 60. Let's look at the walk of the 70. Okay. 70. Open, 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 contents, recall. Alright, recall the cal, check the cal. 1 is near 1. 2 is near 2. 3 is near 3. And close to 50%. Go ahead and put that up a little. Set my reference dB. Alright, let's look at the walk here. That's a much longer walk than the 60. Here's the 200. That's a much longer walk. Can I show that with the peak? That's got a much longer walk on the screen. Here's the 300. Yeah, it's a much longer walk than the 400. Yeah, really walks a much longer way. Very characteristic of the 70. Let's see how those notches look. Here's that 150 notch. Something that looks like a corner there, and then I'm walking up the face with the signal in front till I go over the top. Typical of 70. Alright, so that was just showing you want to get quicker at changing from one angle to the other. So it gives you a different look at things. And also becoming familiar with how things look with 45, 60, and 70. 45 has a very short walk, 60 has longer walks, 70 has a very long walk. All right, thanks a lot.